Ayo folks, what's up, what's good? Tenyasha is here and I will gonna make a discussion for the upcoming MPL-ID and MPL-PH, and the topic is, for example, the topic is when it comes to MPL-ID, they will gonna obtain a lot of Filipino players because they need to, and what's my reaction on that? And when it comes to MPL-PH 2, what will gonna happen or what are we gonna anticipated for? So folks, if you are new to my channel folks, don't always forget to subscribe to my channel, and yep, let's begin. So for me, what will gonna happen if the Filipino players will gonna go to the Indonesia to play an MLBB game? And my reaction is fine for me, because for me, they were gonna have their spotlight when it comes to competitive scene on Indonesia, because Indonesia cannot win any international leagues, such as MSC or M4. But I'm not lowballing Indonesia, because they are good too as a country. But I will not gonna put them as second to the Philippines, yo. Like for sure, folks, I will not gonna put them second to the Philippines when it comes to MLBB, because for me, Philippines is first. The second is the rest of the countries. Like Myanmar can keep up on Indonesia for me. NA can keep up on Indonesia for me, and Latin American also to folks are now upgrading their own style of playing too, because they have their own MSC too, such as I think the Liga of, I forgot the name, but kinda like that, yo. For me, Filipino players will gonna have a spotlight on MPL Indonesia, but if you were gonna ask me if that is enough to get the title, for me, no, that's not enough. That's not enough. Why? Because Philippines and Indonesia are two different countries. If for example, Brazil, Argentina, Puerto Rico, maybe okay because they are on the same continent, that called South America. But when it comes to the Philippines or the Indonesia, they have their own server and they cannot scrimmage a lot. And for me, even though Indonesia will gonna obtain a lot of Filipino players, still that's not enough. That's not enough, because the Indonesian game style is way different than the Filipino style of playing. Indonesia, Malaysia, and Singapore are basing on the stats. But when it comes to the Philippines, it's kind of like Myanmar in a sense, like killer instinct, objectives. But yep, they are basing on the stats when it comes to the Philippine scene. But objective wise, I will gonna go to the Philippines. That's why there are two different countries, and even though yep, some of the Filipinos thinks that no, they will gonna go to the Indonesia to make Indonesia to get the title, But for me, I'm fine with that if they will gonna get the title. But yeah, still it's not enough. It's not enough. If they will gonna focus on the stats, that's not enough for me. They need to focus on the objectives. For example, the most decision making that they have, and also folks, if they are choking, because I think for me that's a factor too. So folks, that's my comment when it comes to MPL-ID obtaining a lot of Filipino players. So as I said, I'm fine with that, and yeah, let's support them as a Filipino and support them. But when we will gonna meet on the international scene, if they will gonna make it. But for now, I don't see it. It's no different. Like just like that. Even though they will gonna import or not, it's not different at all, because Philippines and Indonesia are both different when it comes to the stats, when it comes to the objectives. That's why, yeah, conclude, Philippines, the rest. So, let's go to the Philippines scene. And this is a interesting one for me because, Blacklist International, view-wise, the most iconic duo of all time, and Oh My Venus, for me, is the greatest player of all time when it comes to the MLBB. That's how iconic he is, and they will gonna defend their title on M4 World Series because they are the champions of M4. That's why they want to defend it. But this is way more interesting because, the current champions of MPL Season 9 and the current champions also of MSC 2022, RSGPH, will gonna defend their title too as the champions of MPL-PH, or as the champions of the most strongest seed or the most strongest country in the world. If you are the strongest country and you are the champion there, there's a lot of obstacle that you need to come to your mind too. Like, for real. And Fox, if they will gonna win the title of MPL-PH, I'm thinking about RSGPH. For me, they will gonna become the greatest team of all time when it comes to MLBB. And if they will gonna consistently do it when it comes to the M4 Fox, yep, definitely. If they will gonna win against Bcoz, that's for sure. They will gonna overshadowing Blacklist International run last year. If they will gonna become the champions of MPL-PH and M4. So there's a lot of takes here. And if Bcoz or the Blacklist International win on this season, they will gonna cemented themselves as the very best. Easy. As the very best. Easy. Greatest team of all time, Blacklist International, if they will gonna win this season. Or potentially the greatest team of all time, RSGPH, if they will gonna defend their MPL-PH. And when it comes to the M4 Fox, on the another topic, because I don't want to drag this video, Fox. And yeah, Fox, I'm done with my MPL-ID discussion. I'm done also with MPL-PH discussion. And if you are new to my channel, Fox, don't always forget to subscribe. It helps a lot. And yep, I appreciated it. And folks, I'm gonna make a discussion when it comes to why Oh My Venus for me is the greatest player of all time, and why Blacklist International for now is the greatest team of all time. Expect that video, and I'm gonna release it later or maybe soon. So folks, babush, have a nice day to all. Ciao.